And you don't, I got to check with my woman. You ain't got to check with your fucking woman, man.
They didn't have wives be as though they had none.
You're a man, get your own spot. That way, and you know women, they like to start arguments with you, and they'll start
over petty
bullshit, and they'll start an argument with you when it's 10 degrees below zero outside, just so they can have the pleasure of throwing your ass outside. And if you don't want to leave, they'll tell you, I'll call the cops.
Well, I never experienced that because I always had my own place.
Well, see,
that's why you got to have your own place.
Hey, every general got to have a place to retreat, to regroup, and come back fighting.
That's right.
That's your place. You got to think like a general, man. You know. But anyway, to make a long story short, me and Elder Ricard, we let them two cops have it with both barrels. And like Elder Ricard said, and he's not exaggerating, they couldn't get out of that apartment fast enough. And by the way, we were cursed. That bitch was there, my ex-demon, and we were cursing him out so bad. She said, "I'll leave," and she left. Right? Correct. Right. She left. All right.
Hey, well, that's a story which somebody gonna play on that. They're gonna do a whole series on what you just said.
Yeah.
Now let me read this. Now this is what this clown, Nate. All right. We wouldn't think about getting on Nate, but Nate always come up. And then we're going to deal with that Luke, Luke 24 thing that Athun brought up, calling the coffin, the nail in the coffin. We're going to show you that you don't know what the hell you're talking about, okay? It says here, okay, they had that thing with Vice, the guy from Vice magazine, which that meeting was set up, all right? Yeah, he was an inside. He was sent there, we believe. And anyway, he said, well, you guys are security guards and police officers. Isn't that, you're talking about this man's system going down, but you're police officers and this, that, and the other. So they quoted Luke 3 and 14, but I'm going to start up above that, all right? This is the 9th verse. I might jump around. It said, this is John the Baptist during his time, before they put him to death. The 9th verse, it said, and now also the axe is laid. This is John speaking. And now also the axe is laid unto the root of the trees. Every tree, therefore, the tree represent Israel. Every tree, therefore, which bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. That represents all you guys that came into this truth, that went on the highways and the byways, and you just got tired of it. And then now you're scoffers. You know, guys like Dinobot and Hamite Mike and my man Hard Rock Truth, which really his name should be Hard Rock Lie. We've been getting on him so much that he decided to come out, but he didn't put the camera on him. Now I believe, and I'm gonna find out any damn way, but I believe that the man he ain't got no beard on his face. That's why he didn't put the camera on himself. Okay. It said, and we can find out. That's no big deal.
He was probably looking sweet as hell too.
Yeah, his aunt and his girl got together and look. You gotta
get rid of that.
You really want to make it in this society. You gotta get your life together.
Get your shit together.
Anyway, it says so shall be hewn down and cast into the fire. Ultimately, the fire is talking about these nuclear missiles. These are ICBMs, all right, 10. And the people asked him, saying, what shall we do then? He, John, answered and said unto him, he that have 2 coats. Hold up, is that him speaking? Let me just make sure. Somebody double check. That should be John. Luke the 3rd, yeah, John's preaching and baptism. Yeah, it is John. It is John. Okay. All right? It says, the 11th verse. He answered and said unto them, he that have 2 coats, let him impart to him that have none. That means help your fellow man. And he that have meat, let him do likewise. 12. Then came also publicans, which are tax collectors, to be baptized, and said unto him, Master, what shall we do? And he said unto them, accept no more than that which is appointed you. 14. And the soldiers likewise demanded. Now Nate is using this scripture to say that it's all right to be a cop. It says, and the soldiers likewise demanded of him, saying, and what shall we do? And he said unto them, do violence to no man, neither accuse any falsely. Well, Nate, you accuse us falsely. You said that we have sex with little girls, man. That's a false accusation. Another false accusation is you said back the reason why we got kicked out of the main school back at the house of David, because I taught a doctrine that you can rape little girls. I never taught nothing about raping nobody, man. So that's another false accusation. Okay? But you're going to use this scripture to justify that you a cop, man. How many times you had to falsify your affidavits, man, when you went to court? And then you had to swear. You had to go up there and swear, man. Yes, reports. Police reports to make the arrest stick. You had to lie. You had to place that guy someplace because they did that to us. They placed us at another hole. They were over there when we was over here.
Yeah.
You
what
know
about that patron saint, Michael?
Yeah, Michael. Yep.
Do you have to bow down to that?
Well, it says that when you pray to that, the Michael, the saint of the police, you ask in that prayer, give me a strong arm so I can whack the bad guys over the head.
Yeah, crush the enemy,
You know?
The police prayer, right?
The so-called police prayer.
Yeah.
All right? And it said, and he said unto them, do violence to no man, neither accuse any falsely, and be content with your wages. So he used that to say it's all right to be a cop. Now we caught you falsely accusing myself. So that's bullshit, man. So you can only do that. Now that's what John said. Accuse no man falsely, man. But you dismissed that, you motherfucker. Anyway, I'm sorry. Let's get into this thing real quick, and then we're going to go back into the prophecy. You got that tab up, the first tab. I want you to go. Is that it? No. There's another tab. There's another one.
This is it.
That's it. I want you to get into that. All right? Now I want to show you something, right? Give me Luke 24 that you just read that a son brought out. Oh, and another thing, we get on all the different camps because they all go off. The scriptures set up Paul to be a defense of the gospel. So we are likened unto Yahushua and unto Paul. Be a defense unto the gospel. If somebody claims that they're going into the scriptures and breaking down the scriptures and they go off, it's up to us to cut you on that, man. That's right. It's up to us to bring that out and show you that you're going off. Whether we're part of the same camp or not. You claiming to know the scriptures, man. Like the mark of the beast, we showing you in the scriptures that you're going off. You and your Hana. But then it goes deeper. We know that you sold out. That's why you're going off.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 24, verse 20. And how the chief priests and our rulers delivered him to be condemned to death, and have crucified him. But we trusted that it had been he which should have redeemed Israel. And beside all this, today is the third day since these things were done.
Now, that's Luke, right? Now I'm going to go here. Let me go to Matthew 27:62. It says, now the next day that followed, the day of preparation, the chief priests and the Pharisees came together unto Pilate. 63rd verse. Saying, Sir, we remember that deceiver said while he was yet alive, after 3 days I will rise. What does it mean by after 3 days? That means he rose on the fourth day. So read that again.
It says, but we trusted that it had been he which should have redeemed Israel, and beside all this, today is the third day since these things were done.
Today is the third day. All right? So you got to read all the precept upon precept, line upon line. You got to get it right, my man. Okay? It says 64th verse. It says, command therefore that the sepulchre be made sure until the third day. Now remember, he rose on the fourth day. because he said after 3 days, lest his disciples come by night and steal him away, and say unto the people, he is risen from the dead. So the last era shall be worse than the first, right? Now let me go back here. I'll read it again, the 63rd verse. Matthew 27:63. Saying, Sir, we remember that deceiver said while he was yet alive,